Welcome to ATR Powerslam, Above the Ring's exclusive YouTube show, coming to you to provide all your wrestling results for the weekend and in June 24th, 2023, with a 20-minute time limit. We're your hosts, the SLB and Scott. Before we begin, please make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. We're going to kick things off with Scott for Monday Night Raw.
Raw starting off real hot. Probably some of the best things that I've seen in quite some time, only because it has to do with Finn Balor. Ever since Finn has made himself known to Seth Rollins that he wants the new World Heavyweight Championship, he's just been a man possessed, and not the demon Finn, but just like, my God, he's been ultra aggressive, like attacking Seth every single time he possibly can. And it's just been amazing to watch. Because the Raw kicked off with Seth Rollins coming to the ring because he was supposed to do another open challenge, which he did previously. But before he can even get his coat off and the crowd is still singing this song, Finn literally comes out of nowhere and just absolutely attacks him and leaves him laying. It was great to see. After that, The Miz came out and said that he was going to answer the open challenge. What the hell's going on? So Miz goes, fine, I'll just issue my own open challenge. Anybody in the back, if they want to take on the A-lister, come on out. And holy shit, we got the return of Tommaso Ciampa. Came out to the No One Will Survive theme, his best one, and it's just, the crowd exploded. And you can tell Ciampa's always normally pretty, like stoic and just walking to the ring, but even he kind of looked around a little bit like he was surprised by the big pop that he got, because he's been gone for like 10 months. So it was a fun match. Ciampa obviously getting that big W. So it's nice to see him back. I fully expect there to be maybe a DIY, reunion at some point, or at least have those two have a match, but we'll see what happens with that. After that, we had Katana Chance and Caden Carter getting their first victory on Raw, defeating Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, our favorite complete department. After that, we actually had a match between Indus Sher and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, but Indus Sher just too much for the former Hurt Business. We then found out that everybody's absolute favorite, and I say that with all the sarcasm in the world, Logan Paul returns to WWE and informs the crowd and everybody at home that he has been added to the men's Money in the Bank match. So now there are 7 competitors for the men, still only 6. I'm a little disappointed. I'd hope they'd throw a 7th woman on there as well, but they didn't. We also had, during that whole segment, everybody from the Money in the Bank match come out and throw a little promo. Of course, the MVP of all the promos on this was L.A. Knight. Yeah. After that, Matt Riddle getting a big victory over Ludwig Kaiser. But of course, Imperium there and attacking Riddle after the match. We're definitely looking like we're probably going to get Riddle versus Gunther at SummerSlam. That's at least how it's hinting. Another feud that's been starting between the Viking Raiders and the Alpha Academy, continuing on with the Viking Raiders actually stealing a victory here. The big emphasis has been Maxine trying to improve her wrestling skills. They've had segments in the back with Chad trying to show her how to do different moves, and it's been pretty hilarious. I think Maxine actually has been a perfect addition to the Alpha Academy. After that, we had Rhea Ripley defend her World Heavyweight Women's title against Natalya, even though she attacked her right before the match. Natalya just not doing so hot. I know that they were teasing a change. Nothing happened as of yet, but we'll see going forward. And then to add the last woman in the Money in the Bank ladder match, it was Trish Stratus versus Raquel Rodriguez. Trish getting the victory via disqualification, thanks for her at least, to Becky Lynch. Becky came down. Zoe was there as well. Becky trying to even the odds, but unfortunately Trish attacked her, so she attacked Trish back as anybody would normally. Yep. But unfortunately, it caused a disqualification. Raquel, not too pleased, but we'll see. Maybe the ladder end last minute. Who knows? We had Bronson Reed take on and defeat Shinsuke Nakamura, but Ricochet also involved as well. So I'm telling you, there's probably going to be some triple threat match between these 3 at SummerSlam, and it's going to be ridiculous. And then your main event, 6-man tag, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn defeating the Judgment Day. Kicking things over to NXT, we had a banger to kick off this show as well. Wes Lee defeating Tyler Bate for the North American Championship. Mustafa Ali being your special guest ref. Some shenanigans happening with Ali. So obviously this trio also not done yet. We had a triple threat tag team match to determine the new number one contenders for the tag team titles who will face off against Gallus next week. And it was Malik Blade and Andris Anafi getting the big victory over Hank and Tank and Briggs and Jensen. We had Cora Jade defeat Dana Brooke. Dana looking like she got a pretty serious knee injury during this match. And the crowd absolutely relentless, just giving Dana Brooke some unwarranted shit. And it's very frustrating. Yeah, I'll go on that at a later topic. Tag team match in the women's division, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson defeating Yulisa Leon and Valentina Flores. And then your main event was for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Even though Seth Rollins attacked by Finn Balor on Raw throughout the night, he still showed up, full bandages across the chest, still gets the victory over Braun Breaker. But of course, to end this show, Finn Balor again comes out of nowhere and just absolutely destroys Seth Rollins. So their match at Money in the Bank is going to be absolutely batshit crazy. But that's it for the beginning part of WWE. I'll tag over to Sam so we can talk about AEW Impact and ROH.
Yeah, we had a lot going on, especially going into Forbidden Door happening this weekend. Kicking off the night, the Guns, Austin and Colton taking on defeating the Hardys. Mark Briscoe took on Jeff Jarrett in a concession stand brawl match, which eventually ended up back in the ring. We had a 6-man tag, Minoru Suzuki and the Jericho Appreciation Society. Taking on defeating Action Andretti, AR Fox, and Darius Martin. Around this time, we had, I believe, Sting and Darby Allin come out and said that they're going to take on the Suzuki gods at Forbidden Door, and they said that they would tell them who their mystery partner was down the road, somebody from Chris's past. Following that, we had Daniel Garcia taking on Zack Sabre Jr. No, it's Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on defeating Katsuyori Shibata and Orange Cassidy. The main event, Chris Statlander taking on defeating Taya Valkyrie for the TBS title, followed by our little interaction between Eddie Kingston coming out and acknowledging the Elite, acknowledging everybody going on for this their match against the BCC, only to lead into Danielson and Okada going face to face. It's going to be a banger of a match. Hopping over to the Impact Zone. This doesn't even look up to date, but I have Chris Sabin defeating Trey Miguel and Trinity defeating Jay Vidal. That doesn't sound right, but I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong on that. Hopping over Ring of Honor. Let's talk about the show that doesn't understand match limits. We had an 8-man tag match with El Hito, El Viquino, Commander, and the Lucha Brothers defeating Kip Sabian, Serpentico, and the Butcher and the Blade. Gringo Loco defeated Willie Mack. Trish Adora defeated Allison Kay. Kyle Fletcher defeated Elias Young. The Mogul Embassy defeated AJZ, Luke Curtis, and Trenton Storm. Dalton Castle defeated Josh Woods. The Infantry defeating the Kingdom. Big Bill and Lee Moriarty defeating Blake Christian and Matt Sydal. The Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver defeated August Matthews and Davey Bang. Leela Gray defeating Diamante. Action Andretti, AR Fox, and Darius Martin defeating Shane Taylor. The Workhorsemen. There's a pure rules match. Daniel Garcia taking on defeating Rocky Romero. In the main event, the women's world title in a Chicago street fight, Athena defeating Kiera Hogan. A lot of matches. Gonna tap back over to Scott, going over to Friday Night SmackDown.
I love how ROH has just turned into dark elevation, just taking all the matches. But it works. It works. So kicking off SmackDown, we had a singles match with L.A. Knight. Yeah. Taking on and defeating Rey Mysterio clean. Did not expect that to happen. After that, we had the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship unification match with the NXT Women's titles, with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeating Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to the crowd's dismay. It is what it is. I feel bad for Alba and Isla, but unfortunately, that is how it is. However, at the end of this, Raquel Rodriguez was actually at ringside during this match, and she walked into the ring, grabbed the mic, and said that, yeah, I didn't actually lose my title because my tag team partner was injured, but we want a rematch. And of course, Shayna and Ronda are kind of like, what? Then Liv Morgan's music hits. Liv has returned, and it looks like we got to have ourselves a women's title match and Money in the Bank. After that, we had Pretty Deadly defeating the Street Profits. I love what they're actually doing with Pretty Deadly, being with Grayson Waller kind of a little bit. So it works out real well. We also had Charlotte Flair defeating Lacey Evans, with Asuka actually attacking Charlotte after the match. So that's going to be a fun match. That is actually on next week's SmackDown before Money in the Bank. So I'm still waiting to see what's going to be happening with Bianca Belair. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for Bianca's heel turn. I think that she'll be a phenomenal heel going forward if they actually make her or have her do the turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then your main event, Solo Sikoa defeating Sheamus. Solo actually attacked Ridge earlier in the show, and obviously it sent Sheamus over the edge, and he's like, I want myself a fight with Solo, but Solo gets the victory. So I'll tag it back over to Sam. We'll talk Rampage, we'll talk Collision, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay, Rampage was it was a decent Rampage. Opened up the night. We had 8-man tag, Swerve Strickland and United Empire taking on defeating Chaos, Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and Yo. Billy Gunn and the Acclaim defeated Axel Rico, Darius Lateral, and Coda Hernandez. I believe this was a squash. After this, there was a little bit of a what's her name came out from QTV, and she was all trying to rap with them, and it was a little weird segment, followed by them getting jumped by, and I actually had to look this up because all I heard is it's Johnny TV, and I'm like, who the fuck is Johnny TV? I rewatched rewatched it, saw the face, and it's John Morrison.
Yep,
he is in AEW. Sky Blue defeating Anna JAS. The second or first match for the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament quarterfinal.
Correct.
And then the main event was Jack Perry taking on and defeating Doki. Hopping over to Collision. Second collision of the week. We had Hiroshi Tanahashi take on defeat Swerve Strickland. Andrade Alidil defeating Brody King by DQ. Willow Nightingale defeating Nyla Rose for another Owen Hart quarterfinal match. Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Jeremy Prophet in a squash. And then the main event, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns defeating CM Punk, FTR, and Ricky Stark. And I've seen from this, there's a photo of Jay White and CM Punk that Jay White posted of the two of them. This is going to be a feud that's going to definitely, I'm excited for it.
Beautiful.
But that is Powerslam. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you at the Forbidden Door post show.